Alright guys, back here with another video with my boy, Matt.
What's
He wanted to show us his second green deck. You guys probably just saw the other one. If you didn't, at the end, we did cut out, he was going to show us the last two cards in the extra deck, which was just two with the black Vegeta, the promo that helps yourself awaken. But tell us about your boy here.
So Gotenks Reboot, best green deck currently out there.
You think so?
Edges out King Piccolo just a little bit. It has more solid matchups. So first auto, when this card attacks, draw a card. Second auto, if you have two or more energy,
Look at that art.
when you activate a union skill, you can flip over and you still untap one, draw one, and then you go to 6 life. And it has the regular awaken, life is at 4 or less, untap one, draw one.
Okay.
Then we get to the back side. So auto, once per turn, when you use a union, you get to play a ghost token in rest mode, and the ghost tokens are 15k. I know I have one.
You don't have any with you?
I have one on me. Then it has the second auto, when it attacks, draw a card, and then activate battle once per turn. You pop a ghost token, and you get to combo with any of your green cards from your drop area with 5k combo power. So a lot of times you pretty much just you union fusion, and then you'll immediately usually just pop the token to charge as the energy if you need to. Sometimes it's good for defense. And then we have the winner stamped Z-Awaken. So for 3 Z energy and 1 actual green energy, you Z-Awaken if your life is at 5 or less. So auto, when you activate a union fusion, same thing. You just get to play a ghost token in rest mode. And then activate main, limit 1, draw 1 card, switch this card to active mode. So a lot of times you'll swing with your leader, draw a card, and then you can Z-Awaken, restand, draw another card. So he's basically dual attack. And then activate battle, limit 1, remove 1 Sun Goten and 1 Trunks Youth from your Z energy. And then this card gets double strike plus 15k power for the battle. And then at the end of the battle, you remove it from the game. So a lot of times, this is how you end the game, like really late game, just 30k double strike leader. There's a way to give it +5. So it's usually 35 double strike leader base, and then you just kind of go from there. And then we'll get into the deck. We got 4 Goku, standard, auto. When you play it, add 1 green card with Union Fusion in its text, 6 drop or less to your hand. And then activate main for a green, place it in your drop area, and then reveal any Union Fusion and search out 2 cards that meet its condition. So, you know, it's just staple, gets you to all your pieces, it's your consistency card. It's much better in the new build because now, as long as you see this card, you guarantee turn 2 awaken. You don't actually have to draw into the unison or search it.
As long as you confuse, that is.
Well, this searches the fusion, and then you search your pieces on the next turn, so you always have it. Yeah. Then for the pieces, we still play Trunks, Bonds of Friendship, activate main for green if your leader is green, Gotenks card, and you discard this card from your hand. You just get to play or add to your hand any 3-drop Gotenks. It comes up sometimes, but not really.
The Goten, yeah.
The Goten, yeah.
And then
the other effect, auto.
Super good.
When it's sent, you just when it's sent for a union fusion, top 7 for a unison. I mean, you just resolve this and just add, I'll have games where I'll have, all 4 unisons to just discard off of card effects. It's just good. Then, Old Faithful, 3 Sun Goten and Trunks, Faultless Youth. For green, if your leader card is Gotenks card, and you place 1 card from your drop area, you play it. 3 drop 15k for 1, swing, and then just bounce it back to your hand. And then you just look at the top 5, and you can add any Gotenks. Isn't it just like a Gotenks?
This one counts as both materials.
It counts as both materials. Yeah, you can add a Gotenks, or you can add the unison off the top 5. So if you really brick, you can still play it, swing 15, bounce it back, and still get a search.
It can help you get to 5 life, right?
Yeah, and it helps you get to 5 life. Then we have the new fusion piece.
Tell us about this one.
Which is the Super Saiyan Son Goten and Super Saiyan Trunks. And this one is really good. So we're playing 4 of it. It counts as both, obviously. Auto, limit 1. If your leader card is green Gotenks, whenever you use it for a union fusion, your leader gets +5 for the turn. So that's how you get your leader to, so you go for game 35. So your leader's usually always 20k and dual attack when you Z-Awaken. And then auto, when this card is placed from your drop, from your Z energy, it gets removed from the game instead. And then activate battle, limit 1, If your leader is a green card with Gotenks in its name, you basically get to combo this card from your drop area. And then at the end of that battle, it goes, instead of going to the drop, it goes to the warp, but you always just Z-charge it.
That card is so good.
So it's just another, it's able to put your names for your Z-Awaken's leader's effect. And it just like, it's free combo from the drop, fills up your Z energy. Then the unison, still Vegito, just it draws a card every time you union every turn, snapped, +2, gives all your green cards revenge, and the -7 is still just broken.
It is, yeah. Like
Literally just critting them a life and ripping 3 cards out of their hand is snapped. Being +2, you get there so easily. Next new card we play, Gotenks Fusion Confusion. This card is broken. This card makes the deck way better. So Deflect Barrier, Union Fusion, limit 1, don't have to pay anything. So it's completely free. You just Union Fusion, play this, Awaken, and you're set. And then the Activate main, you basically get to just send this card to the drop, add 2 of your pieces back to your hand, Gotenks and Trunks, and you pop one of their 3 drops or less. You pretty much turn 2 every game, play this, swing, Awaken, swing, pop something 3 or less, get your fusion back. You're already set up for your next turn, next play next turn.
I think this card reminds me of the Fat Veku from
For
the Gogeta deck.
old Gogeta deck, the red-blue one. Yeah,
it's just like that.
And then we have the other new fusion we play, Super Saiyan Gotenks Beyond Sirius. This card's broke. 3-drop 16k, Union Fusion for a green. You draw a card, and then activate main. You get to pop one of your tokens and draw a card, and then you get to choose one. You can either choose one of your opponent's battle cards and KO it, or just remove a marker off a unison. So a lot of times your turn 2 play is you use Goku's effect, add your fusion pieces, fuse into Gotenks Union Confusion, Awaken, untap 1, draw your cards, bounce back your pieces, and then you still have to pay 1, and you can just go right into this to draw another card, pop your token, draw another card, and KO something on their board, remove a marker off a unison. This card is really good. Then we have best card in the deck.
All faithful.
Gotenks, the Grim Reaper of Justice. Deflect, dual attack, Union Fusion for 2. When this card is played, draw 2 cards, KO any of their battle cards. It is important to note, as I have found out, it specifically requires a Gotenks leader, and the Z leader is Gotenks Adolescence. You do not get the draw or pop if you try to fuse this with the Z leader out. It sucks, but it is what it is. And then when it dies, it adds your fusion pieces back to your hand. There's best card in the deck. It's how you pretty much end most games, get them real low. Then we have the other new card, the SS3 Gotenks Ultimate Rookie. So Deflect, dual attack, Union Fusion for 4. If you have 4 energy, you draw 2 cards and you fuse them out. So permanent, if you have a Z leader or Z battle card on the board, he only requires 3 green to fuse. And then auto, if your leader is Green Gotenks, when this card is played, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, KO it. Then you play 2 15k tokens in active mode, and your opponent discards a card.
That's pretty good.
And he's 30k dual attack. He's pretty beefy. He generates a lot of advantage. He'll usually close out a game, followed very quickly by a secret rare. Then we play Son Goku Faded Rival. Card is snapped. 6-drop 30k. Double strike barrier. The evolve doesn't really matter. First auto, when you play him, you just KO one of their opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, and the activate main for 2 green. You just have, if your opponent has 3 or more energy, you choose one of your Saiyan, Earthling, or Namekian Z cards, bottom deck it, and play him. So he comes out for 2. He's big. He pops anything, ignoring barrier.
He replaced the Gohan.
He replaces Gohan. He's usually how you end the game. Coupled with the Piccolo Jr. Faded Rival. 6-drop 25k, dual attack. We don't evolve in this deck. It's 2 over Piccolo Jr. Auto, not once per turn. When this card attacks, your opponent discards a card. And then activate main, limit 1. If you have the Goku on board, you can play him,
For one,
and then your opponent, for 1 green, and then your opponent has to remove a marker off of their unison for each Z card in your Z energy you have. So a lot of times the combo is this: pop anything ignoring barrier into this, remove their unison, and then swing twice, make them pitch 2 cards, and close out the game with 30k double strike. Then everything else, we got the standard stuff. 4 charismatic, 4 Paragus, still the best super combo. We're playing 4 homicidal clones. A lot of times you go to 5 life on turn 2. You have a lot of ways to get there. So you have your Z-Awaken live, and just homicidal's good. The only other negate we're playing is 3 dormant. Dormant's all right. It's not as good as it has been in past formats, but it still has a lot of uses.
The spice. Is it spice?
And we play 2 focus breakthrough.
I love this card.
This card is better than Dodoria because it has an SPR. So, I mean, counterplay, they try to play a floodgate negate, you say no, and then you kill them. Then the game ending, Celzino, still the best secret rare for the deck. All of your main cards are 6 drops. Super easy to go into. Double Strike Champa, and the Overrealm of choice, Dark Broly. I think it's the new staple. It's really good, especially while Floodgate negate, the token negates are out, because they token negate, and then you just play this, pop the blocker, and swing.
It's in both your decks, so that and Celzino, so it looks like you have a game plan.
The game plan,
Celzino them do that in the game.
Yeah, pretty much. That's the game. And that's it.
In the extra, in the rest of the extra?
We got the rest of the extra deck. So we play 2 copies of the Z Leader, specifically because it probably won't come up, but there is a chance you don't kill them with the first activate battle, and since he leaves, you can potentially just play another one.
The next turn, yeah.
It costs like 5 energy, like 5 Z energy to do. It probably won't ever come up, but it's there. There's nothing else better to play right now anyways. We play 1 Piccolo, Master's Teachings, 1 drop, 2 Z energy. So this card's kind of just utility. It has the potential to fix dead hands. It comes up every maybe once in like 100 games. But auto, limit 1, if your leader is green, has Gotenks in the name. When this card is played, play up to 1. You pitch 2 cards from your hand, and then you play up to 1 Fusion Confusion from your deck. So a lot of times you can have like a hand of dead cards, pitch 2, play Fusion Confusion, and then swing with it, pop it off to get 2 fusion pieces from your drop if you need to like go into because sometimes they don't kill like your Grim Reaper and you don't have fusion pieces to go into another one. So you can throw 2 cards away if you need the second Grim Reaper, especially if you need to get to like 12 energy for Celzino. And then the second auto, once per turn, switch this card to rest mode. When one of your Gotenks with an energy cost of 5 or more attacks, you choose one of your opponent's cards and combo with it. So, I mean, it's kind of like pseudo removal. It's pretty good. Like I said, it's just utility. We play 3 Frieza, Resurrected Ambition. This card is just staple green. 2 cost, 1 Z energy. Deflect, double strike. When you play it, KO something 5 or less. And then auto once per turn, you place a Z energy in your drop. Anytime a 2-drop or higher green battle card attacks, your opponent discards a card. So that's staple. And then 1 SSB Vegeta, Surmounting the Impossible. This card is super important because your leader awakens you at 6, and a lot of times you want to be at 5 to protect your unison and to be able to play your copies of homicidal clones. So, especially in like the Sin matchup, you'll have an energy open after you play your unison on turn 2, and you need to protect it because they can clear 4 markers, no problem. You can play this, go to 5 energy, and then homicidal, and your unison's safe, so you can continue to draw cards. And after that, after that, your unison's pretty much fine because you have other cards to back it up, and you can clear their board. But that's the deck.
Appreciate the profile. Any shout-outs?
Shout out to Airfare Gaming, #1 team in DBS coming.
Facts. We got Bobby's profile coming soon. Deuces.
I'll get a